Welcome back to another virtual lunch with Jared Halal, sponsored by Inphlu. In today's live session, we will discuss testimonial strategy, design creatives, and campaign briefs for testimonial campaign advertising. Jared will show us how to turn customer feedback into marketing material with an easy to use and easy to follow guide to testimonial campaigns. Jared, take it away.
Thanks so much, Morgan. Hello, welcome back. Again, my name is Jared Halal, and I am the social media specialist here at Inphlu, just helping people utilize social media and prepare their pages for a great platform called Inphlu. We are today going to talk about testimonials and what they are, how to get them, and see some samples of what we can do with them. Testimonials, of course, are so important for your business because they allow for you to share positive feedback and stories. So what is a testimonial? Testimonial is a customer statement, usually positive, of course. We want it to be a positive statement. It is usually used in advertising. In the social media world, we are also able to, there we go. We are also able to put, call this social proof. So for social media accounts and that type of thing, we are able to call this social proof. A lot of times we are asking customers for feedback, and we are also asking for reviews. So sometimes that feedback word is a little bit scary, but what we want to do is we're going to testimonials positive feedback, of course, but any feedback is good. So we want to remember that that we have a little problem here. So hang on just a second. Thank you. Great. We're going to share the screen here, and I will back up a little bit so everybody can catch up. All right. So again, today we're going to talk about testimonials. And hopefully you all can see this first slide. It is, what is a testimonial? It is a customer statement. It is usually used in advertising. So a customer statement, usually a positive one. It is used in advertising. In social media, we do call it a social proof a lot. It's proof of supporting a company or a website or a platform of some sort. We also, of course, call it feedback or review. And a lot of times you as a business owner are asking for feedback or review from a customer, especially when we get that feedback. And all those terms can be used interchangeably. I typically will do that. But feedback is important, especially if you have like sold someone a product or they're using a product. We want to make sure that you give them a chance to like tell what's good about it, of course. That's the best thing, but also tell what's bad about it because we want to improve the platform or improve the service or the product. And so feedback, even negative feedback, is very important. So the testimonial is specifically focusing on positive feedback, a positive story, what experience the customer had at your place or with your product or with your platform, that type of thing. So what do we like about testimonials? The positive feedback, of course, that we know with statistics that about 85% of people are influenced by positive feedback, by these positive testimonials. So when someone's making a purchase, they look at those positive stories, and then they are influenced to purchase as well because of that positive story from a customer. We also are we're able to have a 60% plus increase in sales of our product when we share positive testimonials regularly, and we're able to do that, and the customers read that. So those testimonials are very critical in making the next sale in telling the story of your customers, but also of your products and your company. So we want to get these testimonials in such a way that we can share those out. So how can we do that? How can we share those testimonials? So how to collect real testimonials from your real clients. So first of all, let me just say that you aren't writing the testimonial. You want your clients to write the testimonial. And we want them to be from people that have actually purchased and used your product, or have had a shopping experience, or eaten your food, whatever that is that you sell, product or service. We want them to have used your product. So to collect those real testimonials, we aren't going to guide too much what is said or how it's said. We're going to give some tips here on the next slide, but right now we'll just come up with how do you ask for testimonials, because sometimes that's the hardest thing to do. So someone has purchased a product. It might be totally a digital purchase, might be online. So sometimes, of course, with Amazon and with other stores that are online, they're able to share reviews. You certainly collect those that way. But on your website for your product or service, on your for your business, if you have one, you could have a testimonial page, and that testimonial page might include, again, mostly positive feedback, and you want it to be positive feedback. Say it's testimonials, it's positive. On that same page or on your website, and especially on social media, you're going to make sure that you have a request form. So you're asking people for a testimonial. You have a place where they can go and write that in. And that will come in handy as well if you email them or send them a social media direct message or something like that. You can send them directly to that request form to put in their testimonial. And of course, we all know that we're screening those, and we're making sure the best are going up. We aren't editing those extensively. We are making sure that this is real content from real clients. So another way you can ask for real testimonials is to call someone. If you have their phone number and you've been engaged with customer service with them back and forth, or they've come into your store or your restaurant or something, you can ask them face to face at the time of purchase, as they leave the store, or when they come in next time, because maybe they're a frequent customer as well. So asking them face to face is perfectly fine as well. I would provide them always with something like a card or a business card or a small direct mail card or something that would allow them to be able to go online and make that testimonial as well. So of course you can ask on social media. Usually that's kind of a blanket thing where the response to that may not be as quick or as what you want, but you can always ask on social media. And then again, going back to that, leaving them a piece of paper in the store. Whenever you have a receipt, whether you're shipping something to them or whatever, make sure to put your testimony or request form or a QR code going to wherever you're collecting those testimonials on that receipt as well. So with that as well, you can always do, again, if you're shipping things to them, shipping large products or small products, or doing service at their house, you might have a follow-up letter or direct mail that comes back and says, thank you so much for your business, and will you please review our services and our product, and give them that link digitally, or another opportunity to mail something in that would be a nice testimonial for them. So in doing this as well, we can kind of coach in some ways how people are going to give a testimonial. So these two instances of calling or face-to-face or emailing and asking, we of course can direct them to answer questions like that we would specifically have, or kind of say, at least, I'd love you to leave a positive review. You seem to be very happy in our store, that kind of thing. With email and with many of these services, especially if you leave a link, a short link that is very easily typed in, or a page on your website, if that's the best way, or a QR code. You can also, there's tons of services out there where you can ask for video and audio feedback. And again, you can just search for those video testimonials services. And what that will do is when you email them, you're actually emailing them from that service. They will be able to pull up their phone, or they'll pull up their a computer with a camera, and they'll be able to do a video interview of that. That usually works when you've kind of coached them a little bit further, because obviously you want them to be in a nice environment or some other area that looks nice. You want them to be dressed appropriately, that type of thing. So usually that's when you've created a long kind of sale process and you've gotten to know that person. In real estate, certainly, that might be the people buying the house in their house or outside their house. It might also be at the closing, where you are again, for real estate, where you are at the table. You've created this long relationship because you've worked with them for so long, and you've kind of prepped them that we'd love you to do a video, an audio, or a little photo, and a testimonial as well. So you can do that in many ways. So obviously there's a lot of options as far as it comes to finding ways to reach people. And I would say for your individual business, you're going to find what works best. And please, continue to do that and get those testimonials so you can promote your business and new sales. So what are some tips to write a good testimonial? And again, the customer is writing this and not you. So any editing that would be done would be things like misspellings or severe grammatical errors or something like that you run back by the client. Sometimes the reviews, the testimonials, are already online. So you've sent them to Google and they're reviewing your business on Google or on Yelp or some other service. So you kind of don't have control over it at that point, but certainly you can use those being out there for testimonials as well. So what are some good tips? Very simple if they're writing especially, but also if they're doing a video or an audio review by themselves and testimonial by themselves with a camera pointed towards them. You want to kind of just say, be precise, be precise. So I'll say these three words: precise, they need to be clear, and obviously this is a positive testimonial, so be positive. And again, negative feedback has its place, and we want you to get reviews and surveys that help improve your products with that negative feedback. This is all about advertising material that will put your company service in a positive light. Number two, it should showcase the benefit of your product or service. So you want to ask your customer to be precise and to talk about the benefit or what makes them happy about your product. What time saving, there might be time saving. It might be something that makes their life easier. They might like the feel of the shirt that they're wearing that you sold. The experience in your store, or the way the software helps them do certain things if they buy the software. So showcase the benefit of your product or services as well. And then this is a little bit bigger, but number three, whether this is great for video as well, if the customer is right, is there a story that they can tell? So if they can tell about an experience with a customer service person or someone in the store or the restaurant, tell that story. It can be short, again, precise, and what's the benefit, what makes them happy about your product or service, but can they tell a story, a very specific thing? And the more specific, the better. Doesn't have to be a novel. It can be one paragraph. It can probably be as short as 4 or 5 sentences for this story, but the story really adds legitimacy to your testimonial, to your business, and to your products and services as well. So also, again, if they are able to add a call to action to that, and again, that's a little harder to get all the time, but if you're doing a little bit of coaching or as I will recommend here in a minute, have a questionnaire, you can actually ask them for a call to action. So that might be something like, call the company and order this product, or stop by the store and talk to Bill, or like their Facebook page. So whatever that funnel is, whatever you want them to do to make that purchase or to start that purchase process, sometimes your customers can actually put that call to action in themselves. So fully, that testimonial is authentically theirs. It's their story. They're being precise. They're telling of their own personal benefit of your product or service. And then maybe at the bottom, they're doing a call to action. Now, I'll kind of go off the slides here just a little bit. And I do want to say that there is some benefit to a couple other ways to get testimonials, and those pertain to how you do your marketing as well. So when getting testimonials, sometimes you can do things like interview a client. So you can actually go in and either give them a questionnaire, so something they would actually fill out digitally online or on paper. These video services also are really good about you getting to choose questions that would be asked of your customers, and they can go through and either skip a question or choose to video or audio record the answer to the other questions. So you can use some of those as well, whether it's using it in its own native video or audio form, or transcribing that content as well. So you can actually go to these video services, get the interview with questions possibly being fed to your customer, and then use that as kind of a bigger a push to get some testimonials, to get some surveys, to get some information about your company. But you can use that in many different ways with text, audio, video. So one video can do 2 or 3 different formats as well. So preparing that list of questions is still a good idea. It might help you with a survey of your product and that kind of thing. You can also interview, again, a client. So you're doing maybe a story on them. So say you create a manufacturing product and you're selling it to a certain customer who has a story to tell. Well, on your website, you're going to do an interview of that customer, and you're going to maybe sit with them in video, just so you have it there, or audio, and then take that and transcribe it. Make sure you have a good list of questions. And I would always say go to someone who does have some experience with that, either somebody in communications or in the news, that type of thing. Make sure that you get a good list of questions that are open-ended and allow the customer to tell their story. And hopefully, again, the goal being not only their story, but a testimonial for your product or service as well. So you can do several different ways. You can get a lot of content within a shorter period of time as well, short of having to do these shorter ways as when you make a quick purchase, testimonial page, that kind of thing. So a longer form kind of way to do that would be a video interview or an audio interview, or something that would be written into a longer story that then you take part of that or 2 or 3 parts of that and make it a testimonial as well. One of the things that I really like to do as well, when I'm preparing content for my website, and of course, we have a product here at Inphlu that allows for you to amplify your message, and that includes testimonials as well. So with Inphlu, we are actually able to not only generate third-party content, which is not testimonials for your company, but as you collect testimonials, you can actually able to put those in Inphlu, and you can actually then give them a face and give them put those words together as well. And along with the other posts that you create that are branding, you can actually create a category called testimonials that say you put out every Wednesday, or you put out a couple times a week, depending on what you want to do with those testimonials. And then Influ allows you to post those directly to social media on your business pages, as well as Twitter and your personal LinkedIn page. So you can actually use those testimonials in your marketing, pre-planning it through Influ with great design for about 90 days. So you can actually plan those testimonials for far into the future. So as you collect these in a platform like Influ or wherever you would post them, those testimonials look great when there's a photo with them. So when you ask for customer testimonial, you might ask, can I take your picture in the store? Or will you please send me a headshot? Or can I use your Facebook profile pic? So, ask for those things, a pic of the customer reviewing it, their contact information, so their email address, that kind of thing. You're not going to publish that, but you certainly want to go back and thank them for that testimonial. You want to make sure that you are thankful for that you kind of tell them, hey, we put this on here, or in some cases, you've maybe done a small edit for those reasons I mentioned, spelling and grammatical, said, hey, I made a small edit. Can you just make sure this is okay with you? So get that contact information and keep track of those testimonials. And when you're using a photo, always, of course, make sure to keep some sort of copyright permission so that you know that they've given permission to use that photo in a testimonial. And then finally, videos. So these video services, or if they're shooting, you or they are shooting something on a smartphone or a camera, the video as well can be collected and put on the website or put on social media. And Inphlu, of course, allows us to post images, videos, and GIFs as well, along with our testimonials and other posts that we create. So that's really it for testimonials. These, when you get a good testimonial and when you get them regularly as you improve your services and you make customers happy, it's great to tell those stories, and it's great to be able to sell more product. And that's what we're all here to do, is really to grow our business and make happy customers. So please take the time to collect those testimonials, ask for that. Next week, we are going to talk about hashtags. And in Inphlu, you're able to add hashtags, but you're using hashtags many different places. Of course, on Instagram, on Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social media platforms. Those hashtags are critical in growing your business and reaching out to the periphery customers that you might have with your business. So as you use that on LinkedIn, I would encourage you to join us at Inphlu Inc. on LinkedIn so that you see what we're doing here and see these events. And then also we have a private Facebook group that is called Inphlu Community. And if you join that group, then you're able to also see these videos after we've completed them. So thank you so much for your time, and we'll be back next week talking about hashtags.